Hey guys, welcome back to Justin Stokes Outdoors. I know it's been a while since I've done a video. Things have been real busy, but I'm back out here today to show you guys another life hacks video. I've got 5 more hacks that I have come up with to help you guys out there on the water. So we're gonna dive into it. The first hack for today, if any of you guys have fished long at all, you know when you got a line of fishing or a spool of fishing line, every time you stick it in your rod box or your tackle box or wherever you keep it, these things are always just coming unspooled and tangling up on everything. On your spools, they give you a little notch that you're supposed to push the line down into to hold it, but we all know those don't work very well. They also give you a little piece of sticker that works good a couple times, but then your line's always coming undone. So what I do on all my fishing line spools is I'll wrap the line around there and I'll start off on the far side, and then I'll push my finger down and then bring it across, and I just take a regular rubber band and I set that down on there so that it's across your line just like that, and that's going to hold your fishing line, and you're never going to have any more problems with it coming untangled in your rod box or your tackle box, causing you all kinds of problems. Second hack for you guys today is, it's summertime out now, it's getting hot, the fish are moving out deeper, so there's a lot of offshore fishing right now to be had. And so one of the key things when you're fishing offshore is a marker buoy to help you hold on your brush pile, your points, whatever you're fishing out there in deep water. But another thing that we all know, being out there on the water, is when you throw out a bright orange marker buoy, everyone that drives by the lake sees you out there with an orange marker buoy, and they're gonna come back there as soon as you leave because they know you're on something and they're gonna check it out. We call those people pot lickers. But one of the things that I like to do to help cut down on that, obviously you're never gonna get rid of it completely, but I like to paint my marker buoys. I don't like them bright orange. I like to paint them a color that when you're driving across the lake, people aren't gonna see it. So I like a light gray. You know, you can throw it out there, it blends in pretty good, but you also can still see it. You don't want to paint it, you know, where you're not going to be able to see it. So I wouldn't go with black or a real dark color, but I think gray is a pretty good color. It blends in, but you're still able to see it. So you guys paint your marker buoys, try that out. Should keep some of the people off of your secret offshore spots this summer. The next hack that I have for you guys is using line conditioner. This here is Real Magic. There's a lot of different brands. They all work pretty good. What this is going to do is going to clean your line off. It's going to cut down on the memory. If you spool up a fresh reel with fresh line on there, and it's nice and smooth, casts real good. But then as you notice, even by the end of the day or the next trip out, your line starts to get a lot of memory. You're not casting as smooth and as far. It's because your line picks up dirt, and you can't really tell it by looking at it, but it really does pick up a lot of dirt and stuff on it. So what I like to do is I like to just spray a little bit on my reels, and then I just cast it out. A good cast. And I don't have a rag with me today, so I'm going to use my shirt just because I don't have anything else. What you would do is you take your rag and you squirt a good amount onto your rag, and then when you reel in, you're just going to pinch your line above your reel through your rag, and then just reel it back in, running your line through that conditioner. Give enough pressure so that you're cleaning your line off, but obviously not so much that you can't reel. And when you get it in, you can see right there how much gunk was on that line. And then now you've got a nice clean line. You can make smooth, long casts again, no memory. Hope this tip helps you guys out making longer casts, better casts. And it also make your line last longer. Okay, so my next tip for you guys goes along back with fishing offshore or fishing out in deeper water. A lot of you guys are like me, you can't afford a nice graph at your console and a nice one up here at your trolling motor. They cost a lot of money these days. You don't want to, you may have a cheap one up here, but you're not going to be able to see everything that you can to hold you on your spots, to see what's actually down there, if you're on the fish, if you're not, seeing brush piles. So a trick that I've learned to help you with that when you can't afford the graph up here is a lot cheaper, is investing in a ram mount for your graph at your console. And I'll show you guys what that is. So right here we have a ram mount. You can adjust both of these knobs to move the graph side to side. This knob here will spin your graph and you can adjust it. And so what I like to do is spin my graph around so that I can stand up at the trolling motor and just look back at my graph and I can see it, and I don't have to invest in two graphs, one at the front, one at the back. That'll save you guys a lot of money just investing in a ram mount. There, $50, $60 versus a couple thousand for a depth finder. Alright guys, and my last and final tip for you today is for when you're re-spooling your reels with new line. When you guys go to strip off your old line, don't strip it all the way down to the bare spool. If you guys will leave just a little bit of line on there, then that'll save you. I like to call it filler line. What happens is when you're out there casting, you don't cast all the way down to the bottom of your spool, so you have a good amount of line on your reel that never gets used. So when you go out there fishing and you're ready to spool fresh line on there, maybe it's the morning or night before a tournament or second day of the tournament, you want fresh line on your reels, and you go and stripping all that line off, and you strip all the way down to your spool, and there's all that line in there that never got used. And if you use a good line, you're spending a lot of money on it, and that's just a lot of wasted money going down the drain, using up that extra 20, 30 yards of line. So what I like to do is leave a little bit of line on the spool and then just tie on my new line to the old line. And then just proceed to add the line on top. That way, that'll save you guys a lot of money over time, not having to use up extra 30 yards of line each time you spool your reels. So leave a little bit of filler line on there. Hope these tips helped you guys out. I tried to put some tips in there for the beginning angler and some in there for the more advanced angler. If these tips helped you guys out, please leave a thumbs up, leave a comment if you have any further questions about any of it. Thank you guys for watching. If you would, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys next time.